multi-state, there we go, office building in Salt Lake City. We welcome those here in person and those as well online. And we will begin with a Pledge of Allegiance, and this will be led by Erin Hinkle. And Erin is on the staff. She's the Violations Program Manager. So if you'd like to stand, we will now be led in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very, very much, Erin. I would like to take a moment and to those of you who might be new to our meetings, but just to introduce the commissioners. There are 7 commissioners, and we're all part-time. We're appointed by Governor Cox and approved by the Senate to serve a 4-year term. And so we're doing the very, very best we can to support the department and the director and the department and the staff. And so thank you. I'd like to introduce, we would like to recognize that our vice chair, Jennifer Terrazon, is participating virtually. Is she on yet, Vicki? Not yet, but she may be with us here, being able to join. We just received a text from her, but that's okay. Thank you. Also to my right is Commissioner Jacqueline Orton and also Commissioner Chris Conaby. We excuse Commissioner Juliet Tennert. To my left is Commissioner Tara Toohey. And thank you to the commissioners. I'd like to also introduce our staff. To my left is the Executive Director of the Department, Erica Evans. And on this side, we have Vicki Ashby, the Executive Assistant, who keeps us all going. Doug Murakami, the Director of Alcohol Education. We have Todd Darrington, who's the Deputy Director of Finance and Administration. Helping us keep organized is Joe Ferrari and Steve Lucero. They work in the licensing compliance area. Following here to my left is Brian Swan, the Deputy Director of Legal and Regulatory Affairs, and Sam McHenry, an Assistant Attorney General. Joining us are other executive staff individuals. We have Erin Hinkle, who led us in the Pledge of Allegiance, the Violations and Program Manager. We have Jeff Colvin, the PA, Package Agencies and Manufacturing Program Manager. We have Stephanie Hansen, the Off-Premise Program Manager. Craig Ware, the On-Premise Retail Program Manager, and Rob Hansen, the Training Program Manager. And we appreciate all of you being here. Just a couple of things announcement-wise, and we'll begin to move through the agenda. And that is, we have our proposed meeting schedule will be on. We'll be back here in the multi-state office building on October 30th. And then on Thursday, November 20th, because that will be 1 week on the 3rd week of November because of Thanksgiving. On November 20th, we'll be back here. We have some upcoming holiday closures in our stores. Will be Monday, October 13th is Columbus Day. And then on Tuesday, November 11th is Veterans Day. And of course, Thanksgiving on November 27th. I want to note that those presents, please complete the form located at the back of the entrance of the room if you haven't already done so. And we'll have an opportunity for public comment for those online and for those present in our meeting this morning as necessary. I should note, too, that one of the other announcements, and Director Evans will mention this as well, that store number 53 is in the community of Marriott Slatersville, which is in, I kind of always call it West Ogden on 12th Street. I had the opportunity to make a construction tour there. Very, very impressive store. That will open at 10 a.m. on October 1st, and we'll have some remarks and a little ceremony to open the store to the public. And I also want to tell the commissioners, I also had the opportunity, because this is more in my neck of the neighborhood to the north, that I also toured with a construction crew, and Jeremy was there. We went also to the new store in Roy, and that's tentatively scheduled to open early December, Director. Is that correct? Yeah. So there we go. Now, our first order of business is that we yearly elect a vice chair of the commission, and I'd like to have Commissioner Orton take us through this now.
Good morning, everyone. Happy to see you here and those of you online. I have the honor of making a motion to elect our fellow commissioner, Jennifer Terrazon, who unfortunately is she is hosting a major meeting out of state right now. So she had to be at the microphone at the same time we came online. So, she's not able to be with us today, but she is such an important member of our commission. Sorry. And I am just so happy to be able to make this motion to elect Jennifer Terrazon as our vice chair for the next year. And that will go through, I guess, your tenure as chair, and we'll see what's next.
Yeah, we'll see what's next. Thank you. A second, please, on that, Commissioner Tui.
I'll second.
Thank you very much. Comments from commissioners. Let me just say that very much enjoyed working with Commissioner Terrazon. She's senior to me in terms of she's in her second 4-year term, and just an excellent individual. And I've been making all the meetings, so she hasn't had an opportunity to conduct a commission meeting yet, but who knows what happens in the ensuing months. So thank you very much. Other comments? Anything else? Thank you very much. So let's see, we have a quorum here, so we don't need to have any kind of a roll call. Do we, correct, Director? No, we'll just take a voice vote. All in favor of this, that we elect Commissioner Jennifer Terrazon to our vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner Owens. Good to see you. She's remote in Panguitch, correct? Where are you today?
Yep, Panguitch.
Thank you. So anyway, that is wonderful. All right, now item number 5. We like to hear, and we always hear from Doug Murakami, Alcohol Education Director, Parents Empowered Update. Please, Doug, the time is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. At the last August commission meeting, I mentioned we would be launching our new DABS, Parents Empowered Liquor Store messaging campaign. And I've got a few photos, if I may, Commissioner.
Sure.
Thank you, Chair. This is kind of a fun display we have at 3 of our liquor stores. And although it's got, a fun, humorous message, I would like to talk a little bit about the data and the research that goes behind our campaign. So, Steve, if we can go to the next slide, please. Maybe. Thank you. Wow, that's a little tough to see. Let me try to read some of the numbers. So what you're looking at here is the research tells us that even a small amount of perceived parental acceptability can lead to underage drinking use. So this is from our Student Health and Risk Prevention Survey here in Utah called the SHARP Survey. And what this table is showing is is the question, how would your parents feel, this was addressed to students, if you drank alcohol? And the data shows that when students indicated that their parents felt it was very wrong to drink, relatively few drank alcohol. And that first column, again, it's hard to see, is lifetime use. And that percentage, if they felt their parents felt it was very wrong, was 8%. And then the next column over is past 30-day use, which is considered regular use. And that was 1.9%. So in contrast, if students felt that their parents agree with use somewhat, or in other words, parents felt that it was just wrong, not very wrong, those numbers or percentages of use go up quite substantially. So like in the lifetime use, it goes from 8% to 35.4%. And then in the regular use, it goes from 1.9% to 12%. So these results make a strong argument for the importance of parents having strong and clear rules about no underage drinking. Next slide. Okay, so this is in our liquor stores. This is on all three of our displays, and it says, "Parents, when your kids know you feel underage drinking is very wrong, 9 out of 10 don't drink. Set clear, no underage drinking rules." Next slide. So again, we have three displays in our downtown store, store number 1, and then Foothill Boulevard, as well as our West Valley. And the first one is about a beaver working at a carpentry shop is wrong, and underage drinking is very wrong. Next slide. And it's kind of hard to see, but here's our little display of our friendly beaver working in the carpentry shop and with the signage. Next slide. Now we have a lifeguard, a robot working part-time as a lifeguard is wrong. Underage drinking is very wrong. Next slide. And this is a little display. It's kind of hard to see, but it actually lights up and the lights flash, kind of depicting that there's some kind of a short circuit as the lifeguard robot is in the water. So, and this is at our downtown store number 1 store. Next slide. And this is kind of fun. We've got using a bunny as a guard dog is wrong. Underage drinking is very wrong. And then the next slide. And this is our little display with our guard bunny guarding our liquor store there. So a little bit of fun, but just so you know, a lot of research goes into this. And parents, the takeaway message is you really need to be clear and have a strong message about no underage drinking for your kids. Okay, so that's our displays. I do want to mention our new campaign is going to be starting in October, new TV spots. The theme on this is super big influence. So we've got depicted how parents are really the biggest influence in the child's lives. So we should be able to show you something in October, at least our first spot or something like that. So I'm looking forward to showing you that. And then I wanted to also mention that our annual report that we put together every year, we should have that available to you also in October. So thank you, commissioners. This completes my report.
Thank you very much, Doug. Any questions from commissioners or comments? Commissioner Orton, please.
I should have mentioned this to you in advance because I hate putting people on the spot in a meeting, but I think you might know the answer to this question. So, of course, these awesome displays have brought up some questions, in the community. And so I've had a couple of people mention them to me. And they said, and they really they love the displays. And their question was, how do we know if our efforts with Parents Empowered are being effective? And, one person mentioned that they had seen that, I guess drinking and driving is up. And they said, how is that measured? How do we know if it's effective? And I was like, I'll ask.
Sure, that's definitely a fair question, and that's really why we got in the business of underage drinking prevention, is to move that needle, right? If we're doing this just to feel good, we shouldn't be doing it. So we have some very clear evaluations and measurements over the top of this. And one in particular, I mentioned the SHARP survey, which is the student survey that actually measures student alcohol use. And there's about 3 key measurements. One is lifetime use, one is 30-day use, and one is binge drinking. And not that Parents Empowered per se has reduced those rates, but it's a collaborative approach. And Utah overall has worked together. I think that's what's unique about this campaign is we involve everyone from leaders, stakeholders, communities to work on this problem. And so when we look at those use rates over time, we look at those trends, and we're at the lowest rate Utah has ever been, ever. So we like those outcomes, and it shows that there is progress being made for sure.
Right. And I did mention that it's my understanding that nationally, alcohol drinking is down fairly significantly. And so I would hope and assume that, we would see a similar trend in underage drinking also. But yeah, your displays are getting attention.
That's what we hope. And just mentioning the national stats, you're absolutely right. National trends are decreasing as well. One of the things that we track also, though, are how do Utah's rates decrease compared nationally, and ours are decreasing at a greater rate than national rates are. So obviously, that's a good sign. It's good. And it's particularly interesting because Utah's rates are at a very low rate, in the beginning. So to reduce those at a greater rate than national rates are going down, says that things are happening. Things are going well in Utah. So we keep track of those for sure.
Well, I appreciate your answer because I had not remembered. I do remember now, but I had not remembered that our underage drinking rates are decreasing. So
That's correct. And we are looking at hopefully in October to have this SHARP report that I'm talking about comes out every other year. So we should have those results in hopefully late October that I can report on. And we're always concerned that those are going to increase because we're at all-time lows right now. But we're also hoping that we can maybe see a leveling off or even a decrease if we're lucky, I guess.
well, thank you.
Sure.
Commissioner Conaby, please.
Chair, just real briefly, and outside of the commission and other places, I see a lot of slideshows, and I can count on one hand the number of times I've taken a picture of a slide, especially one that I have in a database somewhere. And when you put up those statistics, I took a photo of it and texted it to my wife just now and said, we probably need to sit down and have another conversation because we have conversations with our children frequently. And it's just a really nice refresher to see how much your impact as a parent can make in certain areas, not just alcohol, but across the board. So as empirical data on this table, you have a little bit that you can take back. So,
Well, thank you.
of course.
Thank you very much. And I believe in your past annual reports, a lot of this data will be articulated and displayed in the annual report.
That's correct.
Doug? Yeah, and we'll have that. And then there'll be some opportunities. And I forgot to introduce our communications director, Michelle Schmidt. Thank you. That you will be putting out. We'll get some press releases out and have some publicity on this report. So thank you very much. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doug. We'll now move to Mr. Darrington, our financial update, please.
Thank you, Chair Handy. We are reporting at today's commission meeting for period 2 of fiscal year 2026. This is the period that ended August 31st of 2025. In that period, retail revenue was 20.8 million, which was down about 3% from last year of the same period, which was 21.6 million. We did see that there was a decline in the overall sales, and the benefit for us has been that the cost of goods has decreased faster than the revenue sales have flattened, which means we're managing our costs as well as we can and ensuring that the right products are on the shelf. From an expense standpoint, we did see that expenses in this period were 21.5 million. That looks like a stark increase from last year, which was only about 8.9 million. And it's about the timing that we had bond expenses processed. If you look at the annual year-to-date numbers, you'll notice that we were 23.3 in the year-to-date number through August versus 21.1. That increase was in the bond expense for stores that we've opened to meet the need of our citizens. Overall, we are in a healthy position with a return expected right now of $7.4 million back to the general fund and $151,000 generated for the Pamela Atkinson Homelessness Fund in August. What questions can I answer this morning?
Commissioners, any questions, please, for Mr. Darrington? Commissioner Owens? No. Thank you very much, Todd. Thank you very much for that excellent report. All the excellent work you and your team are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see now, Director Evans and Todd, you both have this item number 7, proposed administrative fee on the fingerprinting and background administrative fee. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'll start and then I'll let Todd fill in a few details. By law, as many of you know, owners and managers of licensed establishments must receive criminal background checks, which includes fingerprinting from the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, what we refer to as BCI, which most of you have probably heard. Getting those background checks comes with a fee, and by law, we've got to go through a public hearing process to start that off. Those who come to DABS to get a background check are charged the same fee that BCI charges. BCI has increased their fees, but we have not yet increased on our side. So this agenda item is about matching what BCI is going to be charging for background fees so that we are in line. I'll just note, this is the first step in the process. So the commission approves going forward with the fee. It then goes through a fee process through the budget with the legislature and a bill, and they vote on it. So the fee would not be increased until next year after the legislative session. And Todd, I'll let you fill in some of the numbers because you're a numbers guy.
It's nice to have a place in this process. We are requesting a $9 increase from what the fee was previously, just to match what BCI's fee has increased. We're not looking to expand beyond that to cover any additional costs, just a simple one-to-one correlation. This process, like Director Evans mentioned, won't be effective until after legislative session has approved the fee change. So just a simple fee to match.
How much was the fee previously?
So previously, BCI was charging $33.25. That increases to $42 in accordance with their fee schedule.
Thank you.
Of course.
That was your question, Commissioner Conby, probably what the fees were. Thank you. Any other questions from commissioners to either the director or Ms. Todd Darrington? It's, even though this isn't on the agenda, it would be appropriate that we hear from anyone in the public about this proposed increase, this fee increase. Would anyone in the public here in the meeting right now like to address the commission or anyone online? Thank you very much. Seeing none, we'll bring this back to the commission. What we need is a motion to approve the proposed fingerprinting and background administrative fee and a second.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fingerprinting and background administration fee increase from $33.25 by $9 to $42.25.
Thank you, Commissioner Conby. Commissioner Orton, you were about to get a second for you. Thank you very much. Any further discussion, commissioners? Seeing none, I'll place the motion that we approve the proposed fingerprinting and background administrative fee as articulated by the director and our finance director. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Director Evans, now the operations update.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Just want to give another shout out for our store opening on October 1st, which our chair mentioned at the top of the meeting. Just some highlights. It's just under 12,500 square feet. It's right off the busy 12th Street in Ogden, what we refer to as Marriott Slaterville. And it has a dedicated licensee will call area. Has over 30 doors of refrigeration and a proudly Utah section dedicated to our locally Utah-made products. And as was mentioned, we'll have an opening event starting at 10, and then the store opens to the public at 11 a.m. So feel free to stop by. A couple other updates. Our team, our compliance team has been busy with participating in 2 EASY trainings. EASY stands for Eliminate Alcohol Sales to Youth. They coordinate with Salt Lake County Health Department, who helps organize and provide training to statewide off-premise licensees, which are our grocery and convenience stores. We had about 100 participants total, and also coordinated with law enforcement to provide some training on their end as well. Thanks to specifically Brian and Aaron Hinkle for participating in those, and I think they went well. And then last thing, just an update on internal operations. Our team has officially kicked off a formal review of our internal policies and procedures. It's standard to review those every so often, and we're working to make sure all of those are up to date, and continue to focus on internal controls over the next few months. So that concludes my update, and ready to move on.
Thank you. This just occurred to me when you mentioned more about the new store number 53. Right across there on that busy 12th Street are several thousand IRS workers. So I don't know what that means, but I just thought it was kind of funny to point that out. Okay, let's go to our Assistant Attorney General, Sam McHenry, on our violations.
Thank you, Chair. The consent calendar, we have three items on the consent calendar this month. They are considered as a block with a one vote unless any of the commissioners would like to discuss any of the cases individually. And with that, the items 1 through 3 are ready for commission action.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Tui, go ahead.
I want to make a motion that we approve the consent calendar as outlined on the agenda, and also wanted to make a comment after we have a second.
Thank you. Commissioner Conaby, a second, please.
Yeah, second.
Thank you very much. Now, discussion, please.
Yeah, I brought this up in the subcommittee meeting, but I just wanted to say it again, in our meeting. Our violation agenda and also our cub inspection lists have been rather short for the past few months. Again, this month, we only have 3 violations to approve. And so I just wanted to remind the chair of my concern about DPS, committing the time that we fund through alcohol sales in the state for, investigations. And we really appreciate the work SBI does. And it's not lost on me that they've been extremely busy the past month especially, but wanted just to make sure on the record that we say we appreciate them and we hope that they continue to do the work that they're funded to do. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. I would want to make the public aware that we have a couple of subcommittees, and we had in-depth discussions about this. And I believe it was you, Brian, who indicated your conversations with SBI, and that they have recognized that they need to devote more resources. Typically, we have 20 to 25, something like that, violations on our list every month in the commission. So thank you for highlighting that, Commissioner Tui. Thank you. So yeah, we'll see what happens next month, right? Yeah, it's in the pipeline. Okay, we need a motion now. If we have that in the second, now we're ready for the vote, aren't we? So all in favor that we approve the consent calendar as articulated, say aye.
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 Thank you. Now we have item B, Sam, also the order to show cause, Trolley Wing Company in Taylorsville. And you will present the order to show cause.
Thank you, Chair. There's 3 licenses in effect here, 2 bar licenses and a full service restaurant, 2 locations of Trolley Wing Company. It appears that they have closed up shop, and we have had no contact with them despite our efforts to reach them. Therefore, the commission has an option of a suspension, a revocation, or a forfeiture. And just a reminder, if you go with the revocation, they would not be able to apply for a new license for 36 months.
And I believe that you're in discussions in subcommittees, your recommendation is for a forfeiture.
That's usually what the commission does.
That's usually that's been the standard operating for the commission. Commissioner Tui?
I just wanted to reiterate that is how we've handled it in the past when there aren't any mitigating circumstances. I don't think there are any here. I do wonder though, Chair, if the Trolley Wing Company or a representative is here today.
Or online. I know that there have been multiple attempts to contact them, right, that have been
Wanted to give it
unresponsive.
one more chance.
One more chance. Thank you, Commissioner. No, no.
Well, I'll place the motion
Thank you.
that we deem the license for Trolley Wing Company in Taylorsville forfeited.
Thank you. A second, please, Commissioners. Commissioner Orton?
I'll second.
That's a second. Thank you, Budge. I'll place the motion that we vote to forfeit, deem forfeit the license for Trolley Wing Company. Those licenses. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That also passes unanimously. Thank you very much for that discussion. Thank you, Sam. We'll go now to Director Evans, the licensee recognitions.
Thank you, Chair, and we'll wait for it to come up. There we go. So we've got 19 licensees listed this month on our list of those who have passed their cub inspections. Happy to highlight them. These are licensees that were visited by Department of Public Safety and passed undercover investigations to make sure that they are not selling to minors. Thank you to these licensees and to all our DABS partners who operate legally and safely.
Thank you very much. Any comments from commissioners? Seeing none, we'll move on now to Craig. If you'd like to come up and provide to us the licensee 2025 license renewal reminder.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Handy. We're currently in the renewal campaign for the following license types: our airport lounge, arena, on-premise banquet, hospitality amenity, hotel, resort, reception center, restaurant master full service, restaurant full service, restaurant limited service, and the legacy license of a limited or licensed as a restaurant. The renewal period for these restaurant types ends on September 30th. And I do also want to note that will include any of those license types that are approved in today's meeting. They will need to be renewed by September 30th also.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification. And that's this coming Tuesday is September 30th. And I know that these applications are coming in. So thank you very much for that report. We'll now move to item number 12, the Package Agency Contract Award. Director Evans, would you take us through that, please?
Sure. Thank you, Chair. So we have an applicant for Swell Liquor LLC in Castledale. The applicant is Mr. Michael Ryan Ware, I think goes by Ryan. The proposed location is 610 East Main in Castledale, Utah. It would be located in a complex with off-street parking next to a local grocery store. Ryan has background in retail organization for the past 8 or so years. Michael, who'll be working with him in the package agency, has also been in management for over 30. Both Ryan and Michael live within 15 minutes of the location, and I feel like this location would benefit the community and the surrounding areas. As a reminder for the commission, Castledale has not had a package agency since June of last year, so this is something we've been looking for a while, and glad to have these applicants here. I believe they are here today, so they can come on up. And then I just want to take a moment while I have the mic to just state my appreciation and the department's appreciation for our package agents. Those who enter into contracts with us to manage package agencies are hardworking, they're entrepreneurs, and their efforts don't go unnoticed. So if the commission approves the Castledale contract today, we'll hear from the operator. There are just 2 market areas where we're seeking package agencies, and that's Milford and Fillmore. So.
Thank you very much. Are you Ryan?
I am.
Yeah, just introduce yourself and give us kind of the brief overview. I've done my homework on your thing. I have a couple questions. They're not hard questions, just
Okay.
clarifying questions.
Some curveballs got
Yeah, yeah, there you go. They're not softballs either, but
Oh man.
you know.
So I'm Ryan Ware. The other person on the applicant co-owner would be Michael Ware, my father. So it'd be a father-son sort of operation. I have some experience in retail in the past, in particular with alcohol sales at Albertsons, managing the front end, making sure that we weren't selling to minors at that time, as well as tobacco sales and other regulated retail environments since then. As far as everything goes, though, we are really wanting to serve our community, which is why we're stepping up to the plate on this. Castledale, as mentioned, has not had an agency for over a year now. And we regularly attend our town hall meetings, and they are severely missing those sales tax revenues. It results in them essentially eliminating a position within the town. So being able to serve the community, not have them leave the area in order to get the services is kind of the idea behind it. The location that we selected is, in our opinion, a much more desirable location than the old. There's ample off-street parking. It's a higher visibility area. And we suspect that we'd be able to ramp up our sales fairly quick.
Thank you, Ryan. I've taken with some friends, an ATV trip down to Farron, and so you're going through Castledale, and so I'm a little bit acquainted with going through there. But that was my question about the previous location, and you'll have greater exposure in this location, as you've indicated. What percentage of your sales do you think will come from the local residents as opposed to, we'll call them tourists?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've kind of worked with the tourism director for the area just to kind of
Mhm.
understand what we're looking like in terms of influxes the last few years and in growth in the tourism area. We anticipate it'll probably be about an 80-20 split, 80% local, 20% coming from out of area, but we expect that, out of area tourism to increase pretty significantly. We are kind of the host of national rock climbing competitions. We're seeing a lot of ATV activity.
Yeah, lots.
There's just a lot of stuff going in Emery County.
Yeah, terrific. The other question that I had, and then we'll see if the other commissioners have other questions. You know, I have my folder today that we were given back in May, where we had, like 38 PAs that we spent a full day in this room, and we've had granting new contracts, and we've had multiple other presentations and discussions. Package agencies in the state of Utah under the department are a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
You've looked at everything, and you and your father are comfortable with the business model, the compensation model.
Yeah, we're pretty confident in this case. This is, to be real candid and frank with the
Please
committee
do,
here,
please.
we're real confident this is not going to be any sort of moneymaker for us.
Oh,
Once you factor in time and the value of money over time, right? It might even be a net loss for us, but it is a greater service to the community, and that's what's important to us. For us, our fixed costs are going to be somewhere around 31 to 34,000 a year. We were able to negotiate a pretty favorable lease agreement as well as agreements with other utility providers. But by the time you factor in labor, we suspect that, based on your guys' volume-based payouts, will probably be a break even or very small amount of profit, not factoring in inventory or money that we sink in.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Questions from the other commissioners? Have questions? Commissioner Orton, please.
Thanks for being with us. I, first of all, was so impressed with your application and your business plan, and it was very complete. And I just wanted to thank you for, being willing to, put in the time and the energy into opening this package agency. And I guess, respect to your most recent comments, why do you feel confident that you will be able to make this work despite the fact that you aren't confident that you'll be making money? I want to better understand why you would make this decision, because it's a fairly large commitment.
It is a fairly large commitment. In our case, the city of Castledale has indicated that in their situation, they're losing about $50,000 to $60,000 a year in sales tax revenue alone. That results in the loss of a job in our case, right? In addition to that, we're seeing a lot of people hop on to Highway 6. You guys may or may not be familiar with how dangerous, how much stuff goes on that highway. We're seeing a lot of people go out of state because it's a similar drive to go to Spanish Fork as it is to Grand Junction to purchase, I wouldn't call these necessities, but these vices, right? For us, it's really more about service to our community. We've been, both my dad and I have been very fortunate in what we do, that we are comfortable in not making money in some of our investments, and this is likely going to be one of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, because it did make me curious, and I bet I'm not the only person in this room who was a little curious about that. Thanks so much.
Anytime.
That is quite a statement, Ryan. That's really interesting. Anything else, commissioners? Commissioner Conaby, anything, please?
Just not to underscore it, but to make sure that we appreciate what you're doing and stepping up and your time and effort. And
Yeah.
I know our executive director is looking at package agencies and how we do that fairly and how we compensate people for time, right? You shouldn't be the UDABS office, the highway patrol, and the community tax service all at the same time, but just, we appreciate you stepping up while that gets worked out.
Thank you for the
course.
feedback, Commissioner.
Yeah, we're committed as a commission to improve I'll just say arrangements. It has to do with not just, certainly not us, but the legislature. And we're going to continue to work through that. And thank you for being here today. So with seeing no other questions, I will call for a motion. The motion is to instruct the agency to enter into a 3-year package agency contract with Swell Liquor LLC in Castledale.
Yeah, I make that motion, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Conaby. Commissioner Orton, a second. Thank you very much. Any further discussion, commissioners? No. So, commissioners, I'll place the motion. All in favor of instructing the department to enter into contract with the applicant. Please say aye.
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 Opposed. That passes unanimously. We wish you great success, and we will look forward to your success.
Thank you for your time,
Assisting you.
Commissioner.
Thank you for being here today, Ryan. Thank you. All right, now we'll move to our item number 13, our consent agenda. Brian Swan, now our Deputy Director of Licensing and Legal, will take this item, please.
Thank you, Chair Handy. All right, Commissioners, on the consent agenda, we've got items A through K. All of the licensees that are listed on those sections, specifically B through K. Item A is the approval of last month's meeting minutes. The commission has been apprised and aware of all of the applicants on this list. You have discussed them in the subcommittee meetings. And unless there is a specific licensee that you would like to set aside and discuss separately, you can take these all in one block vote.
Thank you for that. Commissioners, any thinking there other than moving forward with the consent agenda that would include the approval of the minutes? Commissioner Orton.
Yeah, sorry. Just from a public service sort of situation, I know in subcommittee we talked about the fact that the 2 airport lounges are planning on coming online sometime in October. What was the timeline with Heber Valley Railroad?
I believe that is immediate. Is that right, Jeff? Yeah, immediate.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Very good. Thank you. Anything else? Other clarifying questions from commissioners? Seeing none, let's go ahead and move to a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Orton. And a second, please, Commissioner Tui?
Second.
A second from Commissioner Tui. Thank you very much. Would there be any further discussion? I don't believe so. So I'll call for a vote now, placing the motion that we approve the consent agenda that includes the approval of last month's minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Thank you very much. That passes unanimously. Now, we'd like to have Rob Hansen come forward. Rob is our training program manager and has the bar applications, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you, Rob. Go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. First, we have a change of ownership. It's Soul Cantina in Draper. This application is complete and meets statutory requirements.
All right, very, very good there. We have the others, the new applicants, but this is Soul Cantina in Draper. And we will need now, Commissioners, a motion to approve the license ownership change of Soul Cantina.
I'd make a motion to approve the license change of ownership for Soul Cantina of Draper.
Thank you, Commissioner Conaby. A second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Tui, thank you very much. Let's place this motion to approve the motion is to approve the license ownership change for Soul Cantina. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed. Thank you. That passes. Now, Rob, we have 2 new applicants, the Revival Pub and Lagoon.
That's correct. And with the 2 new licenses that we got back today for bars, we have 29 bar licenses available for the entire state. We have the 2 applicants. The first is the Revival Pub in Milford. This application is complete. The second one is Lagoon Corporation, Inc. in Farmington. This one is conditional. They are not planning on opening until the end of March next year.
Okay, very good. Any questions? Commissioner Tui?
Rob, sorry I didn't ask this in our subcommittee meeting, but I'm just thinking out loud here. For the Lagoon bar application, what is the premise of that? Is that like an actual bar inside the park, or is it the park itself?
It's an actual bar inside the park. So they had like an old carousel building. I think it had like some fire damage. They've rebuilt it up. And this is going to be on the second floor of that building. This is going to be a private club. So open to like season ticket holders, VIP, where they're going to have like 2 themed rooms. And the pictures of it look really good. They haven't started to do a lot of building up on it yet because they wanted to get the license first and then start the remodeling. But yeah, they're planning on opening the end of March next year.
And then along with that, I'm assuming that this has also been vetted. I'm positive it has, but just to get it on the record, for age control, and minors would not be allowed because it's a bar establishment, even though they are allowed in other parts of the park where they have a beer only license, for example.
That's correct. So this will be 21 plus, no minors on the premise ever, none of the alcohol leaving that building into the rest of the park.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Appreciate it. And I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve the 2 new applicants for bar licenses.
Thank you very much. A second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Conby, thank you very much. I'm going to tell a cute story about Lagoon. My friend, the general manager, is here, Terry, and when Lagoon opened at the current location on July 13th, 1896, alcohol laws were not as sophisticated as they are today, but they had a saloon in those days, and it was part and parcel. I was on the Farmington city line and in the county line. And so somebody had forgotten to get a license, and so they actually shifted the selling into the county from the city, just down the bar. And it was legal. Terry's nodding his head. He said, "Steve, you got that correct." So that's a great little story. So anyway, I digress. I'll place the motion now for the approval of the 2 establishment licenses, the Revival Pub and Lagoon Corporation. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Nay. So thank you very much. That passes as well unanimously. And we're now at the point in the meeting where we would invite anyone from the commissioners first for any additional comments. Any additional comments, commissioners, today? Commissioner Owens, anything? Please, thank you. Anyone
Nope.
from the public would like to comment to the commission today? Anyone in public, please? Tanner, please come forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Tanner Leonard. I'm an attorney for quite a few of the licensees. I just wanted to address item number 11, the renewals. We're in our 3rd year of doing this online, and I just wanted to say, in the past, it's been a little bit difficult. There's been a lot of new information required. This year, it has been going so well. Anytime that there's been a technical difficulty, anything, reached out to staff. It's been really promptly addressed. Also, as an positive, unintended, or maybe it was intended consequence, all of the renewals now include a lot more information that the licensees are having to provide. And that has enabled a lot of my clients to be more prepared when it comes to applying for a new license or coming up for a transfer. They're having those things because they have recently renewed at some time in the past year. So I just wanted to give that feedback because I don't think that that's something that is really broadly known. So thank you so much. And we got a few days left, and all my guys are going to get in, I promise.
Thank you for that, Tanner. Thank you for those nice words of commendation and appreciation. It's not easy, these things sometimes, but I know there are great efforts. We all know that, the commissioners, great efforts made, Director, for improved efficiencies and an improved process. And so that's now recognized. Anyone else? Anyone online, Vicky, that would like to address the commission? Thank you. Well, Director, guess that brings us to the end of our meeting, and commissioners, and thank you for all being here. We'll entertain one final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you very much. A second, Commissioner Orton. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We
Aye.
are adjourned.